to Total Fitness in Wakefield. This is where I work. I'm the master personal trainer, but it's also where I train. So this week we're going to be doing Max OT, which is maximum overload training, which was developed by Paul Delia from AST in America, and I've been using this program for the last 9 to 12 months. Basically it's short abbreviated training. We're doing quite high intensity work, low sets, 4 to 6 reps, sometimes going up to 10 for certain body parts. So this week you'll get a good idea of my off-season training. I'm taking a year out from competing, so it's a good time to show you my training program. So today I'm doing calves, biceps and triceps. I've put calves in at the beginning of the workout because it's one of my weaker body parts, so I'm trying to make sure I do it every week and give it my all. So what I do now, before I train, I just go through my book, I look at what I did last time I trained calves, biceps and triceps, and then I plan my session. And then I go upstairs, quick warm up, and then we'll get straight into it. So I'll see you upstairs in the gym. Starting off the session with calves, just using calf machine. Not going too heavy. I've had a lot of problems with my right foot in the past, an old rugby injury. I've actually got a broken bone in my foot that never healed, so I do actually warm up quite extensively on the calves before I use heavy-ish weights. Again, I don't go too heavy. Going too heavy will mean I can't walk for a couple of days. I've now moved on to the leg press. I'll do most of my heavy stuff on the leg press and probably the standing calf raise machine. Try and keep the reps reasonably slow, getting a good stretch at the bottom and a good contraction at the top. Try and get a reasonable stretch on each rep and a full contraction. Some days I'll go a lot lighter and use one leg at a time. I've now moved on to the standing calf raises. Don't need to warm up too much, already warmed the calves up. So I may do one acclimation set and then straight onto the full stack. Again, I'm trying to get a good stretch at the bottom and a full contraction at the top. Nice smooth reps. Going slightly higher in reps than other body parts. I'll sometimes go up to 10, maybe 12 reps. Moving on from calves, moved on to biceps. At the moment, my current program, I'm starting off with dumbbells. I'm working my way up. I do a couple of warm-up sets, start off maybe with a 20, then onto a 25, moving on to a 30 kilogram dumbbell. I seem to struggle getting past the 30s. I have managed 32.5 kilograms, but I was doing a lot of what you call controlled cheating to get the weight up. I try and use as little momentum as possible to get the weight to the top. The last couple of reps may be a bit looser, but I always manage to control the weight down. If I can't control the weight down, I've gone too heavy, or I've finished my sets. Now moved on to barbell. Some days I'll use a straight bar, other days I'll use an easy bar. Today I'm using the curved bar. Find it's a little easier on the wrists. Again, just a slight amount of controlled cheating to get the weight up, and then I always try and control it in the negative portion. As you can see there, my iPod has come detached from my belt, and that really starts to annoy me. I like to listen to music when I'm training because the music they play in the gym's not very motivating. Or if there's no music at all, it could be Chris Moyles doing loads of talking. So play my own music, and I can choose tracks which will motivate me for each set. Over to the cables. This is one where I really go as heavy as possible. As you can see, I'm not doing a full rep. Watching this video back has made me realise I need to straighten my arms out a bit more, so it's been quite good for me. But believe me, once I've finished 2 sets on the cables, I don't want to do any more. I can feel it throughout the whole body, even the legs are working. While I've got this machine, one of my favourite machines, I'll keep it and I'll start warming my triceps up. As I'm getting older, I'm finding my tricep tendons are tending to be quite sore. So I'll always start off with maybe some push downs just to get the triceps tendons nice and warm before I go to something a little bit more taxing. As I train by myself, I can never find a spotter when I need one. So I've had to start doing my overhead presses or skull crushers, whatever you want to call them, from the floor. That way, when I fail, I just put the weight down. Again, watching this video back, I'm realizing my left elbow flares out slightly. So I must have an imbalance in, you can tell from this set more, I've got an imbalance in my arms which I need to work on. So maybe when I change my routine next, I'll move on to dumbbells rather than the bar. And I'll do my lying extensions with dumbbells. Narrow grip bench on the Smith machine. Again, training by myself means I don't have a spotter, so I put the safety stoppers in on the Smith machine. So if the worst comes to the worst and I get stuck underneath it, it's not going to crush me. Try and keep the elbows as close to the body as I can. Last couple of reps when I'm tired, they sometimes work the way out, but I'll try and keep them in as nice and tight. So I'm working more triceps and less chest.